welcome to Scale Car Garage. It's always nice to take a little break from workbench projects. Also, because, well, you can. You're in charge. The great thing about having hobbies is you get to work on whatever you want, do whatever you like. Of course, you always have to take the garbage out and all that other stuff, but I digress. I thought that I'd go and see what I've got in my slot car stash that might be of any interest to you. And also something I haven't really used for quite a while, and I wonder why I haven't used it. Oh well, sorry, lost my train of thought there. I haven't used it for a while, and I'm not quite sure if everyone has ever seen one of these things, although they sometimes travel in pairs. All right, enough of my cryptic hints. Anyway, let's take a look at a slot car treasure here on Scale Car Garage. Well, we're all familiar with the company Fly, which was based in Spain. And, you can really thank Fly as one of the companies that brought the hobby almost back to life. I think the first car that they released, which was in 1997, was the Dodge Viper, and it was a revelation to anybody who was at least even familiar with model car racing, because the car had the appearance of a die-cast model. It was stunning by slot car standards, but as from a model car standard, it was eye-opening. And not only did it look great, it ran really, really well on a track. And they then came out with a series of Ferrari 512s, and the company grew and grew and grew. But they really did help put model car racing back into, as mainstream as it could be after the boom of the 60s. But in addition to the cars, they had other products. They had scenery items and so forth, but you may or may not realize that they also had a line of controllers. Yes, trigger-based controllers, and these were pretty cool. I'll put my glasses on for a second. You have to excuse me here, but it is a fairly robust item. It is adjustable. It has adjustments. It has a heat sink. It has 3 connectors that you would connect onto your track. And yet, I don't think very many people, if they even knew of them, bought them to use. So I thought it would be great to take you through the Fly controller that I have. I understand there were issued more than one, but this I think was, I guess the more, I want to say advanced, higher end, certainly had more features than the base model, which is why I thought I got it. And I used to use this, and then I stopped for some reason, and I thought, well, let's try it again. Let's see if it'll actually improve lap times. But let me take you through the features first. I talked about the heat sink on top, which dissipates heat from the rheostat. And there it is you can see the wiper there. There we go. It has a tension adjustment for the trigger. If you want the trigger to have more resistance, you rotate this wheel towards the plus sign. And if you want the trigger to have less resistance, you would rotate the wheel to the negative sign. In addition, there is an adjustment on the left side of the controller, and it is a dial. And you can see, it actually takes a little bit of effort to move it. So wherever you adjust or place the needle of the dial, it will stay there, which is good. This dial adjusts the amount of brake or braking effect you get with this controller. So taking it all the way to the negative, it has the least amount of braking effect. And then when you rotate it all the way to the plus sign, it has the maximum effect of braking. In addition, there is a polarity switch at the bottom here. And I thought that this would be like a polarity switch for the track, so you can have the car go. No, it's a polarity switch for the brakes. I'm not quite sure how that works. Any result, so there we go. And the other thing that's a wee bit odd, at least for me, perhaps not for you, were the connectors. There were these banana plug type of connectors, and then, I don't know if you can see that, but in each connector there is a hole that you can put on a pole or a post for connecting. Unfortunately, the hole is very, very narrow. So to connect it to our track, I got alligator clips. And I place one end of the alligator clip in the hole, and then the other jaw of the alligator clip, if you will, the top or the bottom jaw, depending upon, I guess, your perspective, grips the post for the control on the track. So this is the Fly controller. Now I thought to keep things, well, as consistent as possible, we looked at that vintage Revell control, and it was called a Revell control. I kept calling it a controller as I guess a term. The actual name on the box is Revell control. Oh well, but be that as it may. Since we tested that Revell controller with a specific car, I thought we would do the same with this Fly controller. And the car is the Ferrari 250 GTO that we created together to compete with our Cobra Daytona Coupe that we modified, augmented, improved. So let's use this car with this controller and see how it does on the track. As you can see, we've connected the Fly controller to the right lane. We're going to do the right lane first, and I'm going to take the brake adjustment all the way to the negative. I don't think it turns the brakes off completely, but I think it certainly reduces the amount of braking that you would have when you're driving. So we have our Ferrari 250 GTO Fly controller. Theoretically no brakes. Well, hope this doesn't end in disaster. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to take it around a little slower than normal and then try and build up my speed a little bit. So here we go. Well, we still have some. Oh, we still have some braking. Oh yeah, okay. It does, yeah, okay, there's braking there. There's braking there. All right, let's push it. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Pushing.
There has been an incident on track. Number 32 Ferrari has had an accident coming out of the tunnel. I repeat, there has been an incident on track. Number 32 Ferrari has had an incident coming out of the tunnel.
We understand that something has happened on track. Our chopper has gone to the scene of the crash.
This might take some time to clear. Let's hope everyone is okay down there.
No photos! No photos, please! No photos!
I gotta go clean that up. Let's do this for real now that I know how the controller feels on this setting. A little more caution, but a little more push, and let's see if we can get some lap times. Okay, so again, right lane. Brakes are as diminished as possible on the controller. Here we go. All right, that's 15 laps on the right lane. I know normally we switch it over and do the left lane right away, but this time, let's look at our times. All right, so with the brakes turned completely negative, which I'm assuming means that there are no brakes or less brakes. Wow, 8.097. That's pretty quick for this car. And that was on lap 5, so it's not like I got it near the end of the session, although we looked, the other low laps are 8.2s later in the session, so that is a good lap. So 8.092, that's really pretty quick. Well, let's switch this over to the left lane and see how we do. All right, let's do that now. Switching it over here, those alligator clips I told you about. Let's put the old one, all right, the other one up. Be nice and tidy. There we go. Right. So, let's hook up the fly controller to the left lane. Go. Like so. Go. And like so. Okay. Let's move the 250 GTO over to the left lane. Left lane time. Diminished brakes. Let's hope I can keep it on the track this time. Here we go. Okay, 15 laps on the left lane. Let's compare them to the right lane times. Now we did the left lane with the brakes completely off, and it's 8.065. Wow, that's pretty good too. Well, we're in the 8.0s. The averages, I was letting the tail hang out a little bit on the left lane, maybe more than I should have. But that's with the brakes off. We're staying on the left lane. We've got the brake adjustment all the way positive. Let's see what kind of an effect it has on the car. Here we go. Oh my! It does have more brakes. Well, that did brake well, didn't it? Well, let's see what the times have to say. Well, starting with the left lane, with the brakes completely to the maximum, 7.982. Wow! On the third lap, and on the 11th lap, almost an 8-second flat. It does make a difference. Okay, that's a phenomenal time. Well, oh my goodness. I'm so pleased. We broke 8 seconds. Okay, maybe it was a fluke. So, I'm gonna take the Ferrari 250 GTO, put it on the right lane. Again, we've got the brakes to the maximum plus setting. Let's see what we can do. All right, here we go. Oh, you can really feel the difference here. Oh, does it ever brake? It did make a difference. I don't know if you just saw it, but it just stopped. It made a difference. Well, let's see if it makes a difference on the times. We did sub 8 seconds on the left lane. Let's see what we got on the right lane. 7.957, lap 5. So the brakes make a difference. Well, yeah, I guess they do. My goodness, that's an amazing time for this car. Oh, wow. Well, there we have it, 7.957 with full brakes. Well, there you have it, folks. Fly's controller, and I kind of forgot that it's actually pretty good. The one thing I have done with this, though, is I did notice the tension adjustment, plus and minus. I have had it more towards the plus than the minus, and the reason being that I really wanted the trigger to snap back, and I wanted more of a positive feel to it, which it has. It's a little heavy, but probably because of the heatsink, but my goodness, it actually works fairly well. And I'm really pleased. So thanks for sharing this little slot car treasure with me. I might have to hook up another one and do some more comparative times and maybe try it with different cars. And well, I know what I'm doing this weekend. Thanks so much for joining me. Really appreciate all of your comments, your support. Well, we'll see you again soon here on Scale Car Garage. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe.